Okay, now blockchains. Blockchains are very confusing for the basics. Don't worry about how they're created. Don't worry about the blockchains and how they're created and what they do. Look into that later. Now, the blockchain networks is the main focus, I believe. So this one here is Ethereum. Now, Ethereum's, you got their blockchain, Bitcoin got their blockchain. Binance is another big one that's mainly based for Asia. They're their own blockchains. Now, all these coins, and majority of them are based off the Ethereum, a lot, and then there's a lot based off Bitcoin, and then you have a lot based off of the in-betweens. Now, I like spreading my money across them for long term, especially in the China market, because China haven't accepted it yet. They've still got rules against Bitcoin, which is against crypto, which is really interesting. So when they accept it, shit should go off, like Tron, anything attached to Binance. So let's have a look at this though. There's Ethereum, and we all know XRP. Okay, one of the big hedge honchos. So XRP runs off Ethereum blockchain. So there is Ethereum, and that's XRP. Ethereum, XRP. Have a look at the charts. They're the monthly charts. Ethereum, XRP. Now, SNEC is also on XRP, on Ethereum blockchain. SNEC, XRP. SNEC, XRP. Now, SNEC have a lot more ups and downs. Their highs are higher and their lows are lower in the sense of the graph, because their market cap is a lot less. Only a 305 million market cap. So for big money to move, it makes a bigger difference. XRP, $207 billion market cap. Big difference. But see the trend? Have a look at the trends. All the same on the network, right? Then you have Binance. I'm very interested in Binance. Binance is along the borderline area of whether you can trust them or not. The thing is, they have $2 billion market cap and they have a shitload of coins. Have a lot of coins underneath them. Okay, so because of that, I find them stable enough to be in the world matrix of crypto. Okay. Now, let's have a look at ChainGPT. So, on cold storage, I have a fair chunk of ChainGPT. I've made pretty good money in the past with ChainGPT. Still a little uncertain, but I do not know why, but I resonate with this a lot. Like I said, I've made good money, but the thing is, so ChainGPT is on the Binance system, on the Binance blockchain. So there's Binance blockchain, there's ChainGPT. Now, ChainGPT has a market cap of 96 million, which is why its highs and lows are so much bigger than Binance. But they follow the exact same trend. Okay? So this is a good example of following your blockchains. Don't be worried about what they do and how they were created and all those things if you don't, unless you're interested. If you're interested in that stuff, look into it because it's very interesting. But otherwise, if you're just trying to learn the basics, then this is how you look at it. Your blockchains are basically like your feeder, and then all your coins underneath it, it just dripples down. Okay, so even though people are still putting money into those coins that you're putting into, a big thing about how well they're doing is how much money is going into that blockchain. Okay, so like Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Binance. They're the three that I swear by. Only because Binance is very interesting. Okay, so China has not adapted to crypto yet. Crypto is becoming so big and becoming so adaptable that in the long run, China will have to come on board. They won't have a choice. That's the push from the Western countries are pushing and pushing for this to be such a big thing and for so much money to be involved that the Eastern countries and even Europe's jumping on board all over the place. But like China, especially because of the money that's involved, so Binance is run by the Chinese but run from Japan. Okay, because China have a lot of rules against crypto. Okay, so you cannot trade crypto in China. You're not meant to. A lot of people do, and there's a lot of people interested in China, but the government are frowned upon it. Because of that, Binance started up in China and then moved to Japan. All because so they could keep running, like so it could keep being a thing. Otherwise, they're going to be shut down because of China's laws. So, being such a big Asian market, like one of the biggest Asian exchanges, when China in the Asian market take on board crypto and invest and make it part of a thing, which is not going to happen soon, but will happen in the future, it is going to explode, absolutely explode. We aren't taking in the generation after us yet. Think about the generation now and how many people are unsure about crypto. Imagine the generation after us when crypto is a thing. You know, like they're going to be bouncing on it younger and younger and younger, just as like they did with the internet. Okay, so you got to look at these trends long term and where cryptocurrency is going. Because I believe Binance, anyway, ChainGPT, I'm a believer in it. I don't know why. I've made good money, but it shows really good progress, and the volume is always massive compared to its market cap. Look at that. Right now, it is 20.64% down in 24-hour volume, and it's at $25.6 million with a market cap of only $96 million. That's insane. Like the volume of movement compared to its market cap is what always got me over the last couple of years. It just quite didn't make sense. So I believe there's a big game there to be played, and it hasn't been played yet. Anyway, going back to, I get a little excited, but going back to the blockchains, it is when you're searching coins and having a look at coins and what to invest to, look at what blockchains they're a part of, because there are blockchains out there that aren't really part of really good stuff. But look, like Tron, the Tron network. Okay, that's another interesting one because is it Chinese or Korea? Young fella started Tron and it's been going gangbusters. Oops. The thing I like about Tron is it's one of the only ones that indicate over all its time to ever progress and keep on going up. Okay, so we'll touch base on that a little bit, but Tron is an interesting one, very interesting. But anyway, thank you for listening. I'm just it was basically back to just general basics. Have a look at the blockchains. Make sure it's on one of the main blockchains, one of the good ones, one of the ones that are making, and you can actually look at the blockchain. You can actually see what blockchain is on and look that up as a currency and see how well it's doing depending on the coin that you're looking at. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.